Welcome. In the world of oncology, things move incredibly fast. Major conferences can feel like a tidal wave of new data. So in this explainer, we're going to break down how you can actually decode all of that overwhelming information and turn it into a real strategic advantage. So, does this feel familiar? If you're in pharma or biotech, you know this feeling all too well. You're at a major conference, and it's just a constant flood of new information. Honestly, just trying to keep your head above water can feel like a full-time job. At these big events, think ASCO, ESMO, ASH, the future of cancer treatment is literally unfolding right in front of you. But with thousands and thousands of presentations, the sheer amount of data becomes more than just a challenge, it's a huge barrier to figuring out what actually matters. And let's be clear, this isn't just some minor inconvenience. It's a massive strategic problem. Because when you're completely overloaded with information, how on earth can you spot the critical signals through all that noise? I mean, just think about everything that's coming at you. You've got brand new clinical data, therapies you've never heard of, what your competitors are up to, new companies entering the space, innovations in drug targets, regulatory changes, and new partnerships and deals. It's a constant battle for any team to track it, capture it, and then make sense of it all. So what's really at stake here? What happens when you can't see the full picture? How are you supposed to make those critical business decisions when you're not even sure you have all the pieces of the puzzle? And that really gets to the heart of the problem, which this quote sums up perfectly. The goal isn't just about grabbing more and more data. It's about building a system, a reliable, actionable system that transforms going to a conference from a frantic data grab into a continuous, strategic weapon. Okay, so how do you actually build a system like that? Let's walk through the methodology that can take all of that chaos and turn it into real clarity, creating a process you can use again and again to generate powerful insights. The answer is a really smart three-phase approach. It all starts before the conference even begins, with some serious strategic planning. Then, during the event, you have expert coverage, capturing everything in real time. And finally, after it's all over, a deep analysis brings all the key insights together. This whole process makes the effort focused, efficient, and, well, actually useful. Now, here's the real secret sauce, something called Key Intelligence Questions, or KIQs. Instead of just trying to drink from the fire hose and absorb everything, the whole effort is guided by very specific questions. Things like, how will our competitors' new survival data affect our own phase 3 trial design? This focuses everyone on finding the answers that are actually going to move the needle for your business. So, when you follow a system like this, you don't just end up with a giant pile of notes. What you get is a set of powerful, actionable deliverables that turn all that raw information into true strategic intelligence. And this is the most critical step of all, synthesis. This is where all those individual data points, all the updates, all the expert opinions get woven together into a single clear story, a strategic narrative that's tailored for all the different teams inside your organization. And this table shows you exactly how that plays out. The raw data gets refined into custom-built intelligence. You've got comprehensive reports that all the teams can use, slick, interactive dashboards for leadership to see trends at a glance, high-level strategic recommendations for the C-suite, and deep insights from key opinion leaders for your medical affairs team. The point is, every single stakeholder gets exactly what they need in a format that works for them. So, when you put it all together, what does this really get you? Let's talk about the tangible results, the actual competitive edge that a system like this provides. Well, the difference is pretty dramatic. Without a system, you're always playing catch-up, reacting to what the market does. You're missing opportunities, and your teams are working in silos. But with a structured approach, you shift from being reactive to being proactive. You get a complete, holistic view of the landscape, your teams are all on the same page, and that data overload, it finally becomes actionable intelligence. And you can measure the outcomes. As you can see here, this kind of system leads to a much faster strategic response to what your competitors are doing. It gives you that holistic visibility we talked about, and it seriously improves collaboration between your different teams, because for the first time, everybody's working from the same playbook. So, all of this brings us to the final and most important takeaway. Knowing how fast everything is changing, what should your next move be? The reality is, the pace of innovation in oncology is just getting faster and faster. New therapies, new targets, new data, it's all emerging constantly. In this kind of environment, staying ahead isn't just a nice-to-have advantage anymore. It is an absolute necessity for survival and growth. And that really leaves us with one last question for you to think about. When you look at how your own organization handles this, you have to ask, is our strategy built on hope or is it built on intelligence?